Hi everyone, it's Rachel here and we are going to do Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. I didn't get a video done yesterday. I had a bit of a bodgy day. So I had to skip a day of videos. But today I'm going to be doing my stitchery, which is good to do something relaxing. And I'm just going to quickly stitch on that one. I noticed that I hadn't done that. I probably won't get it finished today because my plan had been to do, some of the bits around here and then just show you one. But it's a bit late now and I have to go and get Lulu afterwards, so I probably won't get it all done. Oh, and I can't even thread my needle. So how is everyone today? I'll zoom in a minute. I'm just going to quickly whiz around this little piece of trim. So that's done, and then we will start with the rest of it. Okay, so let's just quickly get that on. It's a very sunny day outside and over 20 degrees, which is just so bizarre. The weather has gone mad all around the world. In Australia, it's normally hot and you're at the beach by now. It's in Sydney, or at least I can speak for Sydney, and it's not very warm, it's raining. So it's just, everything's switched around. It's very strange. So we'll just go here. I'll probably have some silent moments. Had a very stressful day yesterday. All I will say is that crazy woman, the one that I spoke of last week, the day before the little doggy crossed the road, she was back in action, harassing me, tooting, and she actually went a step further and overtook me. And I'm sorry, I did give her the bird. My mother-in-law said to me, you can't handle the bird, so you can't give the bird anymore to anyone. And I said, yes, I won't be giving the bird to anyone ever again. Let's just say I've had to change roads and I had to go to the police yesterday. It was terrible, 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 horrific day for me. I don't cope well with this sort of thing. I don't cope with confrontation and attacking people. She literally stopped in the middle of the road, in the middle, on the line, with her door, flung her door open. It's a narrow road with ditches, like ditches all the way along for irrigation, and she came aggressively screaming and yelling and flinging her arms everywhere towards me, and I freaked out and I just tried to squeeze past her, and I didn't realize, but I caught her door very slightly because she'd left it open, and of course it was going across onto the other side of the road, and then I didn't realize, and then she followed me, and I thought, well, my father-in-law, because there's people that do bodgy things on the roads here, like they trick you, they pretend like you've broken their window, like their rear view, like their side mirror, and then they trick you, and they flop it down and they say, look what you did, look what you did, and they throw like this rubber ball at your car, and you think that you've hit something and you haven't. So my father-in-law always told me, my voice is shaky even thinking about it. It's terrible. I couldn't sleep last night. So I went to the police. She was following me and driving very close and tooting me, and like before the thing when she stopped. And so then I got really anxious, and I thought, well, I'll just take her to the police. And so she was following me and I was heading towards the police, and then she stopped and she was flinging her hand out the window with her, I said I was going to zoom in, with her phone while she was driving, and I couldn't understand, and I had rung Stefano and he wasn't home. He had to go off far away for work, and so he'd left early, otherwise I would have had him come out and join the action. And anyway, so then she stopped nearly at the police. I don't think she didn't realize that was where I was going, because I don't think she's from my town. I think she's from near where Lulu's school is, because that seems to be where she joins. She hops on the road, and so anyway, then she didn't follow me. So I went home and I was all anxious, and I was worrying that she might know where I lived and all that sort of thing, even though I didn't stop at home. And I'm just going to do little half, like little half pom-poms with the turkey work. And so I was all anxious, and then I sort of calmed down and managed to do a little bit of work. But then when I went to pick up Lulu, and Steph still wasn't home yet, he didn't get home till later, Lulu said to me when she got home, "Mum, what's that on the car?" And I said, "Oh my goodness, I must have touched her door." And I nearly fainted in the road, and because I had a bit of red on my car. And so I was like, "Oh my God, I've done a runner." And I was just freaking out because I'm a really painfully law-abiding person. And so I was in tears, and I rang my mother-in-law, and she said, "Okay, well, we need to go to the police and make a statement about this aggressive woman because she's not allowed, it's road rage what she's done, and you need to, we need to tell them that you didn't realize and that you touched her car, and like her door that was, open, which is actually illegal. You're not allowed to stop in the middle of the road." That's what the policeman told me. She's actually committed a crime. But I don't have her driver's license, like her number plate, because she was driving so close to me, and I was so agitated and scared and shaking. I couldn't even get her, like, the make of the car. I could only describe it a bit, or her number plate. But they allowed me to make a complaint, but it's not like it's not a charge or anything because I don't have her details, obviously. So the policeman, it was like the federal police, he took it, he wrote it all down. I've got a printout of it all. It's all registered. And I said, "Look, I did touch her car because I didn't realize." And he's written that through my fear, I was like trying to squeeze away from her, and she had stopped in the middle of the road. And he said that's absolutely a crime. And so yes, I'm very upset about the whole thing. I don't do well with this sort of stuff. So as my mother-in-law said, "You can't handle the bird, so don't do the bird." I said, "Well, I'm not going to anymore. I'll just have to suck it up when people are aggressive behind me." Anyway, so we're waiting to see what happens. We've contacted I went to my mother-in-law made me stop at the panel beater, who's just the car detailer, and that fixes, cars that have had things, and he literally just wiped off what was on my car with some paste. It just literally came off. I have a slight indent in the thing, but you can't even see it. So anyway, we took photographs and everything, and we sent the police report to the insurance company. And my mother said if she's stupid enough to admit that she's committed a crime, she might lie, which is what I'm also making me a bit nervous, because it's my word against hers, even though there were witnesses. But I don't have any of their details because I just sort of was trying to get away from her, as I said. Anyway, it was really terrible. It was just a terrible day. Anyway, if she goes to the insurance company, my mother-in-law said, "Well, we'll get her details then." And my insurance company has the verbal report from the police, and they're going to inform hers that she actually committed a crime. And it's actually, if you get out of your car and you leave your door open, it's actually not the driver's fault for hitting your door. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Like, if she's clever, she'll just leave it, because I don't want to take it any further. I just want to avoid her, and I can't cope with ongoing conflict. I just can't cope. It makes me unwell and unhappy and nervous and anxious. So I don't want to take it any further, but I will have to if she continues on, and I just don't want to have a war with anyone, honestly, to be honest. It was terrible. So that was my day, and look, my hands are shaking. That's why I didn't do a video. I just couldn't bring. I had been crying most of the day, and because I was so shaken and despairing, because I didn't know. But I kind of wish that she had followed me to the police, because we could have resolved it right there, and knew who was in the right, who was in the wrong. They would have resolved it. But she didn't go that far. She stopped. So I don't know, but I'm not driving down that road anymore. Steffi came with us to school just to make sure I didn't find her on another road, and so I just have to go on a different road now. I hope I don't. I will recognize her if she walks down the street. She was a terrible looking woman. I'm sorry, I shouldn't shame her, but it was really her own fault. Like, it was the way she'd done her makeup and stuff. She looked a bit like a scarecrow, if I'm honest. But well, I guess the screaming and the arms flailing in the air, in the wind. You know, I mean, she gave me the bird as well, so I don't know why she was indignant about. I mean, she was the one that was behaving aggressively, so I don't know why she was indignant about the bird, especially when she gave it back to me. And oh my gosh, it was just, I can't even tell you, it was like a movie. I felt like it was, I was telling Steffi, I felt like it was like a out of body, no, I was telling Mum today, it was like an out of body experience. It was really, everything was in slow motion. It was really terrible. Anyway, let's not talk about it. I'm trying to get over it. I wasn't going to tell you about it because it's really upset me, but anyway, here I am telling you about it because I'm too honest for my own good. I think the policeman was like, just, I mean, I guess he was kind of surprised, you know, he couldn't believe it, but I guess he said that, you know, that we do see crazy stuff like this happen. You know, people are enraged. We think it's probably my mother-in-law and I were thinking maybe it's we'll have to try and we'll blame it on, you know, all the things going on in the world, because it's hard to explain why, you know, people seem to have lost the plot. Like a large number of people. Usually you get the odd one, but not so many. Anyway, I'm doing my turkey stitch here, and look at that. We just got, I came up through the same hole. We're getting through them in a whiz without even thinking about it. Thinking about that horrible. I kind of wish that I would see the little doggy. That would make my day. I told the policeman about the doggy after I got over my upsetness. I said, well, at least there's a law-abiding dog near where I live. He stops at the pedestrian crossing and looks both ways, and then he crosses the road. So there you go. I said it. Right, so we'll just keep on going here. And then I'll end this off and we'll do something else. I'll snip them so you can see what they look like. And I'll do the rest of them off camera, I think, so we can move on because there's quite a bit to do. And of course I didn't get anything done yesterday as I had planned. Okay. Right, I'm going to end that off, and this will probably do me good, make me feel better, sitting here relaxing and stitching and chatting to you guys. Well, hopefully I can chat about something else. Okay, so let's do some snippies, and I'm just going to grab my basket here. It's got paper in it, you know, snippings, but I'm going to I think I might use my other scissors, just a sec. These little scissors. So first I'm just going to snip my loops. Like so. They're only small, so it is a little bit fiddly. I'll just go like this, that's better. I don't want to cut my fabric. Though we could just mend it, couldn't we, if I did cut it. Give it a little trim. And then just fluff it out, and there we go. So they're going to be like the little fluffy sort of lollies on the top of the roof. My sister once had an experience like that in Australia, in the peak hour traffic. A gentleman, not a gentleman, a rude man, actually cut her off and she nearly hit him. And so she gave him a toot just to let him know that, you know, it was dangerous. And he proceeded to follow her and be really aggressive. So she was very clever. She's the one, she and my father-in-law are the ones that made me think go to the police station. She went to the police station, and she was able to actually get his she got his, I think maybe, I don't know if Jamie was in the car with her, but she got his license plate, so the police went and paid him a visit. Gave him a warning that she never heard from her, saw him ever again. Oh, I like those. Okay, I probably could have done a bit more on this one, but I ran out of thread. So if it's not fluffy enough, I can always go in and add a few more loops around the outside of it and then make it more fluffy. This one's a bit sad. I am off my game a bit, I do apologise. That'll do. Okay, and then down below, I love those. Down below, it's one sort of, it is kind of one of my favourite things, and Sass said it would be. Down below, I think I'm going to use this colour, and so I'm just using stranded cottons. I haven't decided whether I'm going to put any sort of blingy things on. I haven't really been feeling like doing much of that late in this project so far. I'm going to do daisy stitch, 3 daisy stitch. I think I might use all the strands so it's nice and chunky and will stand out. I have seen some very elaborate houses, very amazing, like lots of, even the log cabins, there's some incredible ones. I'm going to start in the middle, and I want that one to be slightly longer. I did vaguely draw them on, but I don't necessarily follow that. I'm not going to fill them in or anything. They can be just little, you know, drops. Now here, for this one, I was going to use baker's twine, a red baker's twine, but we'll have to see if it will go, because I've got more pinky sort of colours, pinky reds, although I do have red down there, so it might work. Otherwise I could use a blue one, but then I feel like it might be too much blue. I'm just going to jump across here and do the same again here. I mean, I think with a gingerbread house, you can really go to town with your decorating of it. It just depends how busy or not busy you want it. I probably should have done these first, because they're getting tangled a little bit here and there in the pom-pom. Oh my word, yes, I should have done them first. Should have. I'll do that with the next side. So I'm really tangled in here. Very tangled. Very. See if I can do it. Yes. But now my thread's gone on uneven, so this is a bit of an issue. Pull those. There we go, got them. Okay, we're going to make it work. I should be able to get another one done. Okay, nearly there. I'm just going to end off this, finish off this thread, and then I probably won't be able to get my third one done there, but I'll do this one. I'm going through a lot of thickness here. Okay, that's it. Yes, I'll end it there, and then I can come back and finish those off afterwards. But you get the idea. So I'll probably come sometime a little later in the week and do a my what's it called, my, let's use this for the little mouth, do my envelope. That's what I'm trying to say, because I haven't done that, but I think I won't put it on this page, although I could put it on this page. I have to decide about how big I want to do the envelope, whether it could be a decorative envelope even. It doesn't, you know, there's no rules with the envelope except that it has to be done on one of the 2 pages for the month. So I could do it on the next page, but I have to have a look what the thing was. I can't remember. But I could also put an envelope here, sort of thing. So I need to still have a little think about that. So I'll do that, and there'll be an extra video with Sarah did hers, and I'm going to do mine maybe slightly different to her. So that way, I mean, I know some of you've done them, but there's no reason why you couldn't, if you wanted to try the different way, to do another one on another page. I mean, there's no rules about that. Anything that's been suggested, well, has been a feature or a prompt, you can do it multiple times. There's no sort of rule about that. So I've done a little mouth here with this sort of corally sort of colour on the gingerbread man. Okay, I want to go around here. I'm thinking I'm actually going to go around with this thread. I've got some strands here. I don't want to do the amount of strands that I did before, but let's see what I've got happening here. Just take these leftover bits off. So 2 strands they are. Oh no, that's 1. Is this 1? Yes. So 2, and I can double them over and get 4. Will that be enough? Or I could do 2. Okay. I think I'll do 2. I can't remember what else I'm going to do on the door. So there is a mix of pink and red. I'm just going to do running stitch around it. I used to have baker's twine in other colours, but now I just really keep the red and the blue. If I'd had the other colours, I could have done like a green one, but anyway. Okay, we're nearly there. let's have a look. Okay, so that's done. So I need to finish that. And then I've got to finish decorating my little gingerbread man. I need to do the eyes, and I'm just going to do my go-to brown. That it's the 3021. Pretty sure it's that one, or is it a different one? Oh, the number. Oh, 844. Sometimes I use that one. That's what it is. I'm just going to do his little eyes. I'm not going to put a nose. So I'm just doing a satin stitch for the eyes. Okay. I think that was 3 strands, the thickness of the thread. Right, now I wanted to have a look at this circle here. I think I am going to do the red. I think I like it. I've got some blue here. Let's let me slide over. Let me see. Oh no, it's in the other drawer. No, I think I like red more. I think I might just use regular thread to stitch it on. I'm going to couch. So what I need to do, it will take a while. I don't think I'll be able to pull it through the fabric because it's quite thick. So I'm going to have to stitch down. I'm just going to put it over here. I'm not going to cut it because I don't know how long I need it. I'm just going to stitch down this here in the center. I'm going to start in the center and work my way out. So kind of in the center. It will be a little bit fiddly until I get it going. I'll just go over that when I go as I start to move around. Okay, I'm going to go around this way. So let's move that there. Okay. So I'm actually going to work over that end there so it gets stitched, it gets covered. And I'm just going to start going around in circles, putting in stitches to hold it in place. So it's going to be kind of like one of those candies, a striped candy. So really, I mean, anything goes, like anything that's really thick, you just, you can couch it. I mean, obviously baker's twine is not meant for this sort of thing, but you can use it. Okay, round we go. So the beginning is the, as I said before, is the most fiddly. You can see it's starting to take shape. I did once upon a time have an even thicker, slightly thicker baker's twine, which would have been good for this. So what I might do is pause the video and keep going around and doing this, and I'll come back before I get to the end, just so you can see me stitch down the end of the thread. But I'm going around the whole time in the same manner, so there's nothing that you really need to see. Just putting each wrap next to the other one. So just coming in next to the row before, if you can call it that, and coming under the baker's twine to catch it. And there's no need to cut it before you finish unless it's annoying you. So that way you know, you don't have to try and estimate what amount you need. Okay, so I'll pause it and then I'll be back. So I'm back. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. Here we go. And I've nearly finished going around. I have snipped it off at this point, so I can just come around and finish my sort of lolly window. Oh, lollies in Aussie are candy for the US, and sweets, or sweets. We call them lollies. I don't. Oh, like a lollipop. That's where it came from. Okay, so we'll just quickly get that done. I say quickly, it might not be so quick. All right. Okay, I'm just going to start stitching down this edge. You can see it, but not like, it's not too bad. Here we go. Okay, so that's done. I wanted to do a little bit of embellishing here. I've just got to remind myself from my drawing. Yes, okay. I've got to decide. Oh, I think I might do some sort of blue. I've just got a macchiato here. Sorry, I just had a sip and I didn't warn you. Or would I do green? Shall we bring in some green? What about one of these sorts of greeny, something like that will give it a bit of pop, or I could go the slightly paler one. Yes, maybe that one sort of sits better as a tone. It's a similar colour, but just a lighter tone. I don't know why I got through there. And I think I'll use 3 strands. That is 954 if they haven't changed their colours, because as I've mentioned to you before, a lot of my DMC threads are super old. I haven't bought any for years, actually, I think, unless I bought them from the Crafty Op shop in Sydney, the sewing basket. I probably haven't bought any for ages. Okay, so because I think that the gingerbread house can be quite colourful. Now I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do it like a loose sort of big daisy stitch. I don't want to pull it too tight because I want it to be fairly rounded, and I'm just going to use that as my guide, but then I'm going to fill it in. Whoops. I'm actually going to stitch over it. It's just a guide for my shape, and I'm just going to create, maybe I would have preferred maybe just the satin stitch, but anyway, let's just see what happens here. Because it's a bit chunky at the bottom, I'm not getting the point. Got a loose thread there, annoying me. There we go. I think I'm just going to do regular satin stitch without the daisy stitch because they're too big and I wasn't able to control it so well. That's better. So with these sorts of shapes, I do my longer stitch in the center first, and then I just sort of start working my way out to the sides. And I quite often just alternate sides, but then I might do a couple on the same side. I don't know if you know what I mean. I just sort of go with the flow just to get the shape. Yeah, that's better. Much better shape than that ugly one. But anyway, I'll leave it because it is what it is. Okay, so then I need to, I'm going to end. I'll just show you what I'm going to do there, and then I'll do it off camera because I have to go and get Lulu soon. So I won't show you them all. You'll just see it when I come back, and with my envelope video, I hopefully will have more done. That's a bit messy on that side. So that's what not to do, and that's what to do. There we go. And I'm thinking I might even, no, I don't think I'll introduce that pink. I was thinking about it, and now I'm thinking no. But I might take this one again. I think I'll double it over so it's 4 strands because I've got the 2 here. And I'm going to do, I could put beads and stuff, you could put sequins. I'm just doing stitching. As I said, I haven't been feeling like pulling those things out, like not feeling the inspiration to use them. You never know, I might look at it and then decide to put them somewhere, but I haven't yet. I'm just going to do, so it's 4 strands, and I did 3 wraps, and I'm going to do a little French knot at the bottom of it. So that's going to be down that side and a little bit there where you can see it on that side to decorate that. And I really can't think of anything else at the moment. I need to do something on my door, but I haven't thought about it. So if I do, something does come to mind today, I will come back on and show that. But if I don't, then I'll show it on the next video, because as I said, I'm going to be doing a second video this week. So I might do something down here, I'm not sure. But that is where I'm at the moment with my little house. It needs a bit more things here, I don't know. I haven't decided. So yeah, that is my video for today. As I said, I'll instantly pop back on if I've thought of something else, but if not, that is it. And there will be a second video later in the week, or maybe on the weekend. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.